from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for March 2025. So on March 20th, around 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the sun shifting out of the Pisces energy, the old astrological calendar, and moving into Aries energy, kicking the new astrological calendar and the equinox off to the right kind of start. So first of all, let's just talk about Aries season. This is the brand new chapter. This is the karmic reset. This is the energy that we've been lacking coming back into our physical form, helping us to kind of get ourselves back together. This is the rebirth, the resurrection of this brand new version of self. And it is very, very much anticipated because, of course, Pisces energy had us beat up, broken down, and kind of thrown all around in order for that death ending and closure chapter to bring us full circle, prepare us for this rebirthing energy. So of course we are shifting into a fire sign. The fire energy is definitely going to help dry us off from all of that emotion that we have been kind of swimming in, the emotion of the ocean that I've been talking about. We had a lot of shadow work to do, especially the final days of Pisces season in combination with that moon in Scorpio. We are definitely going to feel the pep put back in our step. Now, that being said, the world doesn't change overnight. Secondary to that, this is a very unique Aries season, a very unique equinox that we are going to be experiencing, mostly because it's taking place smack dab in the middle of eclipse season and retrograde season. So there's definitely a lot of pause taking place when normally speaking, we would be hitting the ground running at this particular point in time. But nonetheless, we are going to feel a lot lighter, a lot brighter, especially seeing as, of course, the moon is in Sagittarius energy as the sun shifts into Aries energy, which is the fire on fire action that we all need and that we all deserve. It's definitely going to, again, kind of dry us off from the junk, from the gunk that we've been swimming in. It's going to then reignite the fire, the spark, the flame that we've all been lacking for a very long time, and just kind of bring us back to life in so many different ways. Now, that being said, we're going to have some ants in our pants. We have to consider the fact that, again, the Aries energy being the first sign of the zodiac really wants to take action and make moves. Now, granted, it's not like we don't have options and opportunities to do just that. However, with eclipse season, retrograde season kind of slowing us down, redirecting us, we may not get as far as we would like. That's okay, because Aries energy is the sign that helps us all bounce back very quickly, doesn't stop us from taking that very first maybe messy step in a new path, in a new direction. We have all of the force, we have all of the power, all of the energy helping us to kind of move on and move forward, rip that rear view mirror off. We're kind of done with looking back and reflecting. Again, side note, we do have Venus and Mercury still in a retrograde, so there is some sort of reflection still needed. However, the fire energy from Aries season gonna help us burn through the cords of attachments in our headspace, in our heart space that Mercury and Venus are definitely going to bring up, especially for review, because guess what? We are done with that old version of self. We are done with that old world, that old realm, that old reality that old version of self had built and created. And there is a fire, a spark, a flame being fanned, if you will, to point us in a brand new path, a brand new direction. So, of course, this Aries energy is going to be a lot to handle. We have some energy management, tough love life lessons coming at us. And because we are in a situation with this eclipse and retrograde season kind of casting a little bit of a shadow over this beautiful equinox energy, which of course is a karmic reset for this new astrological calendar, there is a little bit of restlessness and ants in our pants that probably aren't going to feel so good, but we have the better mood, the better attitude to deal with it in the right kind of way. So this is a time where, again, this new version of self, this new identity is definitely going to take hold and take charge. We are going to have to really focus on what we want to initiate, what we do want to take action upon, whether we are gifted with the opportunity to do that now or kind of wait until the next eclipse comes to pass. There are going to be some very beautiful options and opportunities to make some changes, especially with the way that we see ourselves, the way that we present ourselves, and the way that we push ourselves to overcome a lot of the challenges, a lot of the limitations that, of course, we're very aware of now that we had to do all of that very deep, dark shadow work that, of course, was the foundation, the basis for this new launching point. We know ourselves to a different degree. We're not holding on to the fears, the doubts, the insecurities the way that we used to. And because of that, we again are bossing up into this new version of self, cultivating the fire, the spark, the flame within us in order to actually see things through. So there's a boldness, a bravery, a courage taking over in order for us to again kind of put the past in the past where it belongs, as much as Venus and Mercury being retrograde will allow us, and help kind of hone our sights in on what needs to be done. We aren't really, as I'm going to say, hesitant to face some of the challenges that maybe had us in a debilitating situation just a couple of days ago. But at the same time, we do have to kind of still use our brains, still kind of filter our thoughts, our words, really just kind of avoid acting on impulse, which is a very hard thing to do, not only in Aries energy, but in this new astrological calendar. We see life coming back to life and we want to kind of seize the day. But again, there are other aspects and other energies that are still very much having us focus on the past to wrap up certain chapters, certain topics, certain themes that, again, the old version of self had built and created, that now this version of self, we realize we're no longer resonating with that. We don't want to really deal with that any longer. And so again, the Pisces season that we're moving out of, the Aries season that we're moving into, it is the bridge between the old year and the new year, the old version of self, the new version of self, and of course, what we've kind of built and created, what we've learned the lessons from, what we've kind of grown through, and now what we want to kind of jump into now that we've learned those tough love life lessons, now that we've built ourselves up, kind of put ourselves in a situation to see the forest past the trees, to build in our confidence and our courage to see particular topics and themes through. And so we're going to have a lot of energy bouncing around. We definitely going to have to kind of, again, make sure that we're staying in alignment with these energies. We do have a tendency to kind of be a little bit scatterbrained just because we're so damn excited to feel alive again. And I know for many of us, it has been a very deep, dark, transformative type of tunnel that we've been working our way through. And for the most part, it is just feeling amazing to see that sun again, to see that rebirthing energy, that resurrection energy, not only taking place in ourselves, but of course in the people and in the world and in the wildlife and in the nature around us. So we're in a new season. We're in a new karmic chapter. We're in a new position in life. We're in a new version of self. There's a lot of new. And as exciting as that is, we can't just go jumping into things willy-nilly. There still has to be a particular structure that we follow, a method that we follow, a system that we follow to make sure that we're not making a mess of things. We're going to still have to act as the observer and again, resist the temptation of just taking action just for the sake of taking action. Because again, the eclipse energy, we're not in power, we're not in control. The universe has some beautiful wild card events coming our way. And again, with Venus and Mercury retrograde in this Aries energy, there's a lot of spice. There's a lot of fire. And although fire can light the way and make us see a different perspective because we're standing in a different light, it can also be very dangerous, can definitely burn if we get too close. So the moral of this particular astrological story is we get to celebrate. We get to celebrate our survival through that last year, that last chapter, that Pisces season that was just a doozy. We knew it was going to be. And we get to celebrate who it is that we've become because of the struggles, because of the topics and themes that we had to push through, because of the shadow work that we've done. And at this particular point in time, I would really welcome you to just kind of take it all in. We have plenty of time to take action and make moves. We have plenty of time to kind of cultivate the inner fire needed in order to see this next chapter through. And so just pace yourselves and definitely take note to where it is that your mood, your attitude, your energy, the goals, the wants, the needs, the desires are changing.